In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus.
Yes, sir. Good to be back.
As always, Cash, it is always a good day when we can do probably one of our favorite segments on this podcast.
We love it.
The movie news edition.
Movie news, although we don't only talk about movie news. We sprinkle in some TV,
some
in
television,
there as well.
some stuff
Absolutely.
like that. Absolutely.
Some hot goss.
Oh, we gotta
like
do
to
that.
talk about that.
Unfortunately, no updates on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. However,
we do
go
know
back to our last movie news.
We went in depth.
We went in depth. About 15 minutes.
We do know people come to us for
gossip.
Their Johnny Depp Amber Heard news.
Because there's no one better than us when
None
it comes
today.
to that news.
No one on the front lines.
No one on the front lines, exactly.
No one out there. But yeah, I think for this one we got to start out because we got to start out sad and end on a high note because usually we
start on a high note and then I bring the whole
something
podcast
very
down.
depressing.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we have some deaths. You know, say what you want about the corona, but it does seem to be affecting people. I mean, more just mentally and physically.
Yeah, definitely.
We're having a lot more deaths. It seems like this year with, especially celebrities, because you know that's the only time you really hear about them is when they die. But yeah, we got to talk about one huge one. Irfan Khan died, the Indian actor.
Yes, he did.
Who was in so many different things, but I know mostly from his international stuff. He was in Slumdog Millionaire, Jurassic World.
The helicopter scene is so funny.
Yes.
He loves being just
absolutely.
a fun billionaire.
Yeah, dies not knowing how to fly a helicopter at all. But he was in that. He was in Slumdog Millionaire. He was in Life of Pi, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
He's just so good in that. But he was the best part in The Amazing Spider-Man, the worst Spider-Man series.
Yes,
he was probably by far the best part. But yeah, he was very likable in everything he did.
Yes,
every movie that I saw him in, he just seemed like someone you want to hang out with.
Very well versed actor.
Talk about him in Jurassic Park. It just that guy. I mean, you could just see he was just very warm. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and he always had fun too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was very passionate about the craft.
And we've been kind of gotten to know him a little more with our Indian trailers and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But he was a huge, especially over there. He was like the face of West India, is what I hear. Yeah. You know, they absolutely loved him. So big loss. Died of colon infection.
Yeah. He died at a young age too. He was only 53 years old.
Yeah. Horrible. That's just crazy. But they died of corona, but still very sad.
It is. And unfortunately, this is not the only death in Indian cinema.
They had this was about two weeks ago.
Less than 2 days apart, though.
Yeah.
Both, Rishi Kapoor died as well. Yeah.
Who I don't know him as well because he wasn't as much international stuff.
Right.
But he was.
He had started his career in 1970.
Yeah. He was another huge actor over in India. Mm-hmm. Another big loss.
Another one, yeah.
We've had a lot. We
should probably talk about the American death that just happened yesterday, our time.
And this one hurt me quite a bit.
It did, because we had just talked about Jerry Stiller as Ballstein.
Yeah.
We were making a joke on the podcast.
Yeah. Jerry Stiller, probably best known as Frank Costanza from Seinfeld, George Costanza's dad. But father of Ben Stiller. Mm-hmm. Just recently passed away. I think he was 92 years old. I know him best from as Arthur Spooner in The King of Queens, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time.
That is the greatest one, if not it is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Kevin James,
he was so good in that. Yeah. Man, he was so good in that. But yeah, his wife, he was married to his wife for 60 years.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, they were a comedy duo for like 30, 40 years or something. Yep. She died in 2015, and usually how these things go is when you're married with someone that long, one partner dies, and the other one's not far behind.
Right.
Because you can't live with someone that long.
Oh, yeah. When you're with someone for 60-plus years, they become a literal part of you. So,
but Jerry Stiller, a huge piece of American entertainment.
Definitely.
I just watched Heavyweights.
I love Heavyweights. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
I used to watch it every summer, but he's the camp owner that has to sell to Ben Stiller.
Who's his son, yeah. And Ben Stiller, I'm telling you, still to this day, one of my favorite comedic performances. When he's doing all the backflips down the hallway, and he's like, "What's up, kids?"
He plays Tony, yeah. Tony Perkins, we're Perkicizing. Yep.
That is one of the greatest movies, man. In my opinion, Disney movies. It's just so fun.
Oh, it's by far one of the greatest camp movies of all time. For sure. But yeah, it's so good. And one more that I'm going to bring up that probably not a lot of people would bring up, but Sam Lloyd died. Best known as Ted Buckland on Scrubs, the very depressing lawyer. He was just the biggest loser of all time.
He was.
Everyone shit on him constantly. But yeah, he also died this week also.
Yeah, he did. And
it's crazy.
We had just found out that he was actually, the nephew of Christopher Lloyd?
Yeah.
Which is Doc Brown.
And they kind of look similar.
They do, actually.
They definitely have similar bald heads.
That Ring of Fire look.
Yep. But if you don't know about Christopher Lloyd, his family owns like Texon.
Yes.
Giant oil company. And he can trace his lineage all the way back to the Mayflower. His family was one of the families on the Mayflower.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that guy.
That is incredible.
That guy never needed to work a day in his life.
Nope, he didn't.
But he
decided to anyway.
Yeah. But as we know, rich people make the best actors.
They do.
Because they can afford to go to all the unpaid internships and all.
And afford to pay for the 8 classes that cost you $650 to $800.
And to go to all the auditions and never be in a film for 5 years without having to have an actual job or anything.
It is nice.
They make
to
very
be
good
rich.
famous
They
people.
do make really good famous people.
But yeah, that is it. That we just had some just I don't know, it's making these times even harder. With every day we have a huge celebrity. I mean, not that we should rely on celebrities at all to make our lives great, at all. But it's sad when you know someone and kind of have got to know them, especially a well-known actor. You know, you really get to know them through all their work.
And I think also too, it makes it sad when people like Khan and people like Lloyd, where they die at such a young age.
Absolutely.
53, 56, it's just like, it's very sad.
And yeah, especially with Irfan Khan, where everyone, to me too, everyone I've talked to just said it seemed like he was going to be around forever. Mm-hmm. Like he was just one of those actors you were going to see in everything.
Right.
But yeah, crazy.
It is.
Just tells you never know when you're going to go.
Very true. But
let's get into some happier news.
Yeah, let's do this.
And I think we should dive right into Star Wars news.
Okay. All right.
Do you have any objection to that?
I do not have any objection to this.
I have.
And I had a feeling you were going to bring this up, so I'm glad you did.
Well, I have 2 sets of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
2 sets of big Star Wars news. This isn't the lame fucking article that we usually throw in here just so we can talk about Star Wars. This is 2 pieces. One is Mandalorian news. Do you know about this yet?
I do know about this. Yes, the season 2. I guess Boba Fett is going to make a cameo appearance in the second season of The Mandalorian.
Well, it's fucking huge because 1, they got Tamora Morrison,
who played
in Attack of the Clones, played Jango Fett,
which is Boba Fett, which is the clone.
Because they're all clones.
Yeah.
But it's more than that because it confirms Boba Fett's alive. It's the only thing that's ever confirmed that Boba Fett is actually alive.
When is the Mandalorian time, though? Is this after Episode 6? Oh, this is.
Duh.
Yeah, duh. So, yeah, I guess it would.
It's after the Death Star is destroyed.
Right.
It's like 6 years after he died in the Sarlacc pit.
Well, this is awesome then.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge news. Confirms, and it most likely confirms that it was him in episode 5 of The Mandalorian who talks to the girl bounty hunter real fucking quick. Yep. It's giant.
I like it. I like it. Bring him back. He doesn't need to die.
And Tamora Morrison, he's awesome. Wasn't he the dad in I think the last thing we saw him in was he was the dad in Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
Who fathered, Aquaman. Yeah. Remember his wife left him or whatever. Always real bitter about that.
Yeah, real bitter.
But that's awesome, man. We're gonna get him back.
Do you think we're going to get him in the same armor that he was in Return of the Jedi?
Well, the big question is how did he survive? It's finally has to answer.
Well, there has been a lot of fan art out there that suggests that he jetpacked out of the Sarlacc pit.
Which would be almost impossible to know because you know that Luke lightsabered his jetpack, and that's how he fell into.
Exactly.
So unless he had tools inside, he was working in a little workshop
He's
inside.
got like a wrist projector or something. I don't know.
So, because we know his jetpack was completely fucked. That's how he got in there,
Mm-hmm.
in a horrible death.
Yeah,
but
terrible death. Well, because it took thousands of years just to digest you
Oh, yeah.
in a Sarlacc pit.
I mean, how long? I mean, he still has to eat food. How long was he down there for?
A while.
There's so many
I'm sure.
questions,
Yeah,
and
there's
we could
so
probably
many.
talk about forever. But I just thought it was awesome news. It's
Very
giving us
awesome news.
very little details, and he will probably only be in it. I'm guessing flashbacks.
Well, yeah, and they said it was a very, very,
very
short.
brief. Yep, exactly. But it still
But
confirms.
nonetheless, I love it.
For what has it been? 40 years, people have said Boba Fett is alive.
Yep. And now it's finally coming true.
Yeah, he's got to be in the armors. The armor's going to be all fucking janky. It's going to be. I mean,
it's
for
gonna be all
years
messed
in the
up. Probably still got some Sarlacc saliva
some
on
juices
it.
on
Yeah,
it
it's still.
for sure, absolutely. But you know, there was probably a lot of stuff to go in the pit because the Hutt's been sacrificing people in there for years.
They have.
So you got all kinds of shit probably in
Of
there.
course.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. And should we get into our other Star Wars news as well?
Yeah, let's jump into that as well.
I got a feeling this is the one you were probably talking about. The confirmed that Taka Waititi has been confirmed that he will direct and co-write a Star Wars film. Confirmed
for sure by
Yes.
Disney. But more importantly, is this confirmed by Kathleen Kennedy? Because she likes to go back on
Who
her word.
gives a fuck anymore? I don't care what she says. It's confirmed. They wouldn't release it. It's on StarWars.com.
Okay, good.
Yeah, man.
Do me a favor. Disney, do not fire this man.
Yep.
If you fire him, you will piss every single film lover on the face of the planet and every single Star Wars fan. You will piss off the whole fan base. Do not do it.
This is probably the greatest news of any Star Wars fan can hear.
Yes.
He is a dynamic director. Everything he touches turns to gold. He's coming so hot off of Jojo Rabbit right now.
Which was a huge success.
And
Awesome
Thor,
film.
and he's already being
doing
Thor
Love
Love
and
and Thunder
Thunder
already, so he is just hot to the touch.
Oh, he's loving life right now. Can you blame him?
But yeah, I mean, is there anyone else you want
No.
directing a Star Wars?
No.
Anyone else?
I want him. I
Yep.
want him. I want him.
It's amazing. We know absolutely nothing about it.
No.
We know it's being co-written by the writer of 1917, which was one of my
Oh
favorite.
my God, yes.
So I mean, we know nothing. But
That was directed by Sam Mendes, wasn't it?
absolutely, yes, sir. But yeah, and it's Christy Wilson. Christy
Okay.
Wilson Carnes. She directed 1917 and The Last Nine, which were both outstanding
Wrote it, or
films.
you
She
mean
wrote it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
she's a direct. She's the screenwriter.
Wow.
I
That
can't
sounds
be more
pretty
happy.
awesome. I know. I love it. You know what? This is the one scenario where literally 2 or 3 years away, I would already buy a ticket for this.
It's such a
Just from the director.
It's such a no-brainer for Disney.
It is.
They have this guy on contract already. They know. I mean, it's so simple. I mean, it's so dumb. They probably thought they were the smartest people on ever when they thought it's so dumb that they haven't thought about it.
I know.
Years before. You have this guy. Star Wars, as we know, the movies are in a limbo right now. We know nothing what's going on. They've canceled almost everything.
Yep.
There's nothing on the books for films. After the last film was, what happened. I don't even like to talk about it.
You mean
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, you mean the trilogy that never happened? The non-canon
The
trilogy, in my
Voldemort
opinion.
style where we have to pretend it's never to talk
So
about
stupid.
it. Yeah. So it's been a complete limit. So this is the best news possible for, I think, Star Wars fans.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I am just more than excited for this. I love this so much.
Yeah. It's great. That's
All right.
all I got. I just
Okay.
want to bring up.
So I have some more Disney news.
Please.
Another huge franchise that has been confirmed already. We already know this is old news. Avatar 2 through 5 has been confirmed all the way to Avatar 5 back in the future to 2027.
And
But the big news here is the budget.
Oh.
Per film, they did an average of how much they will be spending per film. And it's over $250 million.
And didn't they say that the next one's already delayed?
It is delayed, yes.
Yeah.
And James Cameron is very upset, but he also understands.
Everything is delayed right now.
Of course.
I mean, I can't go through the list anymore because the list is too long.
It's too long.
But everything's delayed. But what is the budget for it?
Over $250 million.
$250 million. Well, that's $250 million was the first one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no way they're going to go cheaper.
No, definitely not.
250. Think about that.
I know something I found out about about John Carter, like one of the biggest flops.
Oh yeah.
You know that budget was $267 million.
I do know because I went and saw that movie in theaters.
Oh my God, that is wild.
Yeah.
That's a ton of money, man.
What's more wild is I went and saw it in theaters.
Yeah, that is.
Imagine that. Imagine me.
Was it bad?
It's bad, man. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever by far.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like
I still have not seen
the way they were hyping up $260 million. It was a huge disaster.
Yeah, it was a huge flop at the box office too.
And it was a movie that there was so much CGI. It was just too much. It just wasn't enough. Where Avatar, they somehow managed to be 100% CGI and still look amazing. It just didn't have the look. It didn't have James Cameron behind it. That was the worst thing that happened to John Carter.
Yeah.
Because that was John Carter's like a book from like the 60s or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, that's so we're getting 4 more Avatars.
Yep, 4 more confirmed Avatars.
Such a weird franchise that is.
It is. I thought they concluded it pretty well in the first Avatar.
Weird. Remember how big it was, and then they came out with like a Avatar Land in Disney World.
Yep.
Like 8 years after, and they're like,
after
"Who's this for?"
Yeah. What the hell is
Pandora?
going on here?
Who wants to go back right now? But now they're so confident that it's
just gonna crush.
It's gonna wear. I think it's gonna wear off the allure of it after maybe the third one.
Probably, unless they have a real compelling story.
Yeah,
I don't see where it can go for 4 more.
Everyone
films.
confirms that movie was an experience more than it was a good film. Nobody talks about Avatar. You don't hear people quoting Avatar.
No.
There's no.
It is a good film though. I just recently went back and watched it because I did a history of cinema on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the movie quite a bit. It's just not.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. It's not a great film. Definitely not. But it's amazing to watch.
It is.
That's the thing. It's an experience. It's like a roller coaster. I can only imagine what Scorsese said about that film.
This isn't real cinema.
This is not real cinema. If I wanted to go to a roller coaster, I'd go to Coney Island.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's in New York.
Of course.
So he does.
So I've got a pretty long quote here, but this is for any actors out there. I remember talking about this in our Extraction review. I said, man, that was a really good scene by Chris Hemsworth when he started crying. It was really emotional. Well, I guess in an interview, he was asked, how do you get to that emotional level? How are you able to cry on cue like that? And this was his quote. Anytime there's an emotional scene, you've got to try and find some way of connecting to it, something you can draw upon. Sometimes it may be completely out of the realm of your experience, so you just try and find something else that causes you pain or emotional and draw upon that. I was shooting this film for about 3 months and was missing my family like crazy. I hadn't seen my kids for weeks and weeks. That particular day of shooting, I was certainly missing them, a little extra, and I was able to use some of that. I think for me, it's about letting go in those moments and just trying to allow it organically to surface and not try to force it too much. You have to be willing to take a risk, and it doesn't always work. That's the truth. You can build up your instincts to the best that you can.
You're right. That was a long quote.
It's a very long
My God, that went on forever.
However, it's a really good quote for actors out there because it is true. Like sometimes when you go for it, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like back when I used to go to acting classes all the time, like there were sometimes I'd get emotional and cry and it was just too much.
Yeah.
You know, or it didn't work right with the scene, but you got to be able to take those chances.
Yeah.
You got to be able to take those risks and just put yourself out.
Well,
there.
what
I just really enjoyed that.
What
quote.
I think he said that is the mark of a good actor is they make it personal.
Yes. You always have to make it personal.
You got to find some kind of connection because then you're just Vin Diesel.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. And that's
and you don't care about anything.
Right. And
it's just a paycheck.
He didn't bring it up here, but that is the Meisner technique. Is taking something that's real to you.
Oh yeah,
and organically having it come out on screen.
Well, we see him do that before in Thor. He's had emotional scenes.
Yes,
that he's done really, really well in.
Yeah, and I'm actually
he's like the emotional backbone of all of both end games. Mm-hmm. With him getting fat and everything,
he's got and depressed. Yeah.
Besides Robert Downey Jr., he's got like the most emotional take through both those films.
Yeah,
he lost everything, but yeah, we know he's good. I mean, he's more than just good looking. Unfortunately. He's also very talented.
He is very talented.
Which I hate him for. I got big news, and I think it'll make you happy.
I am
just
so
as much
excited
as me.
about this. And this was one of mine, too. So I'm excited you're bringing this up.
So Disney has confirmed that they have moved the streaming of Lin-Manuel's musical Hamilton.
Yep.
Because it was going to be released in October. Now it's going to release July 3rd.
A day before Independence
July.
Day. And
That's
you know this is
awesome.
going to be streamed
Oh, yeah.
tens of millions of times.
It's Alexander Hamilton. He's a
I know.
fucking forefather.
And you know what? I got to say something else. Not too many people have they don't have the funds accessible to be able to go see this show. Because I tried to go see this in Portland.
Both of us.
Tickets,
Yeah, both of us did. And I almost
tickets
went to
were
Seattle. Yeah.
insane.
So that was the big thing. It's not going to be, of course, as good as going and seeing it live.
course
But you'll
not.
never, for one, you'll never go and see Lin-Manuel in Hamilton live because he doesn't do it anymore.
Right,
It's
yes.
another, and he's so big that, so it's pretty awesome. I can't wait. I don't like you. I was very disappointed when they came and I saw tickets were $600
I know. I
for
was just
the
like,
worst seats.
I can't do that. I cannot justify that.
No.
No.
But I wanted to go see it so bad, and I've listened to the soundtrack so many times. But I've never got to see it, so now I can. It's awesome. But yeah, that makes sense. If you have anything prepared for streaming and you're waiting on it,
To release it.
you're
as
not
soon
going to
as
find
possible.
a better time.
No, you will not.
When literally every American is made to stay home, you're not going to find a better time. People are clamoring for
Absolutely.
anything.
And this was the second part of that Chris Hemsworth story that I wanted to bring up that involved the Russo brothers. Because you're talking about this is the greatest time to drop a streaming film.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can back that up by the film that was released called Extraction on Netflix, which is the film we reviewed last week. That broke all records on Netflix for the most viewed within a certain time period.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time.
It is a
we
very
know
good
it,
time.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You can release shit for 2 hours and people are going to watch it. I mean, look at Tiger King. People fucking
Yeah, but that wasn't
love.
shit. That was entertainment. That was real
I know,
fun.
but I mean, it's the biggest thing in the world, right now.
now,
It's like Shakespeare came out with fucking Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
I mean, it's everyone. I don't know a single person that hasn't seen Tiger King.
Oh, no. Everyone I've ever talked to has, for sure.
I don't know. I'll just show you this because you can't really see because it's a podcast, but they released the first poster.
I did see that. Not a huge fan of it. Got to be honest.
Really?
I don't like it.
It's very not. I liked it a lot. I'm in disagreement. It's very 90s font. I mean, it's not anything. I mean, what do you want to see on there? A hand
I don't
painting?
like it. I just think it looks very just plain.
Oh,
I like the original Space Jam logo a hell of a lot better than I like that. It's not
Oh,
Looney
I don't
Tunes
think
enough
so.
for me.
I
It's
think-
not Looney Tunes enough for me.
Oh, I disagree. I like the font very much. It's very 90s font. That's the same font they use for The Mask. That's 90s. That's as 90s it gets. But I like
is.
starring LeBron James and Bugs Bunny. And it also confirms that it's called Space Jam, A New Legacy.
Yeah, thank God
Yeah.
that it's still called Space Jam and not LeBron Jam or something. I don't know.
But you can go back. One of my favorite things is you can go back to the original Space Jam, like 1998 website, and it's
It's still there.
It's exactly
Yeah,
the same, and it
exactly the
hasn't
same.
changed.
Nope.
So I hope that was something they do for promotion for this is they don't change it at all, and they just make the new Space Jam the exact same.
When
It'd
we
be
were doing
so funny.
when we were doing top 6 basketball movies on the YouTube channel, I went to the website and was
Oh,
going
yeah.
through it. I was like, "Whoa, this is like
It's so awesome.
A
It's a blast
complete
from the
like,
past,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is." Because the website's not put together great either, but it's actually like
No.
hilarious.
It's all
when you go through it.
HTML.
Yeah.
The graphics. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. It's perfect. This is something else I got. Finally, it's happening, Mason. It's finally happening.
And what is that? What
We've
is happening?
said it. We've believed it before, but now it's confirmed. Tom Cruise will shoot a movie in space. He's
Shut the hell
inching
up.
himself closer to Xenu. He's gonna
He
get
is?
there. He's saying, "Look, I'm not waiting for that bitch to come down for us, for
I'm
our
gonna
souls.
get down to him.
I'm gonna knock on his front door."
Wow.
It is happening. He's gonna die 100%. It's
For sure.
I mean, it's his death for sure. He can only die in this way.
Well, it's the most Tom Cruise way to die.
Yeah.
Is definitely in space shooting a movie.
They are working with NASA. NASA has nothing better to do
Then to
work-
make a film?
It's depressing one
That is
in the
insane.
world we live in
Yes.
that they are not out there discovering space for some reason.
Especially with the clarification that everyone now knows there are UFOs.
Yep. Well, I don't know if we know that there's UFOs.
Do you not see the Navy footage?
Yeah, but it doesn't confirm anything.
It absolutely confirms everything.
The most blurry, small star in the world.
That thing moved at 8,000 miles per hour without a hint of any sound or anything.
Doesn't confirm anything, though. Of course, I believe it's UFOs, but I mean, you can't confirm that. You could show that to a million people, and they'd be like, "Oh, it could be anything."
Oh, it's definitely a UFO, man. There's no doubt about it. That's
if
not
it was
just a
definitely,
blimp on a
if it was
radar.
definitely, they wouldn't have called it a UFO because the literal definition of UFO is
unidentified flying aircraft or whatever object. Yeah.
Aircraft would be UFA.
UFA. Yeah.
I don't know how you screw that up.
I didn't graduate
From second grade?
Third grade. Okay. I finished second grade.
Yeah. Because you're always bragging about it.
I am. I got my diploma in second grade.
But this is crazy. It's not a Mission Impossible film. Crazy enough.
You would figure that would be the next step for Mission Impossible.
Where do you go from Mission Impossible at this point?
I mean, he stopped the world
because the last
exploding.
Mission Impossible, he did a halo jump.
He did,
which is 80,000 feet or something.
Pretty high.
And he actually did that.
Yeah, he did.
And he said, "Let's go atmosphere.
Let's keep bringing it up one more."
It's crazy.
Oh, man.
It's just we're living in such a wild, fake, made-up time.
Mm-hmm. And he's getting help from SpaceX, which is Elon Musk.
Yeah, the only person arguably as crazy as Tom Cruise. It's probably Elon Musk.
What the hell did he name his child?
I don't even know.
After like a
it's
aircraft
not a name.
that he liked? Yeah,
well, one part of it's an aircraft.
Yeah.
Of course, who's
it's
not
such a such a rich
my kid
thing
the
to
F-16.
Hey, yeah,
you met my son F-16,
you
right?
met my Boeing F4 or 747, right?
Yeah. You met my uncle AC-130.
Right.
He's a great guy.
This was actually in the news. Do you know how Gwyneth Paltrow, she named her kid Apple or something like that?
And everyone thought that was wild.
I know, but she gave Elon Musk the thumbs up for being creative. It's like, Gwyneth Paltrow, shut up and just shove the eggs up your vagina.
I don't want to hear anything from Gwyneth Paltrow.
Nor do
Especially at a time right now.
Right now when things are crazy.
Don't take medicine.
No. Don't take medicine. You need to heal the coronavirus.
Yeah, shove
this crystal up your, yoo-ha.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
You could say vagina.
Vagina, right, of course.
We're not boomers.
So we're not. We're not afraid to be vulgar on this
We
podcast.
could definitely just say it. But yeah, crazy.
It is crazy.
Tom Cruise in space.
Times. Yep. I don't really know how to even follow that up. I mean, that's a pretty crazy news.
I don't know either. So I'll follow up with more old news.
Awesome.
Okay. So if you don't know, Darren Aronofsky, the writer of Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan, those movies that you can't watch.
Yes.
More than once because they're horrible. I mean, they're great films, but just hard to watch.
Black Swan is with Natalie Portman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the psychological thriller. He was supposed to make a Batman movie. This fucking guy, who's nuts. He was supposed to make one in early 2000s.
That would have been fun.
Oh, it would have been. It was before Dark Knight. And they wanted to do they wanted to really do something crazy. So they're like, get Darren Aronofsky. He's fucking insane. But guess what? Who he wanted to play the main role?
No idea.
Joaquin Phoenix. And studio, the reason, because it never got made.
Oh, wow.
The studio said, no, we want Freddie Prinze Jr.
Huh? Joaquin Phoenix would have been fantastic. I mean, now we got the Joker, so I mean, I guess it has come full circle.
Absolutely.
But dude, that would have been a great pick, especially a young Joaquin Phoenix playing Batman.
They said they want to do something different, and they want Freddie Prinze Jr., like the number one actor of like the 90s. Or how was that different? Like the most clean cut.
Crazy.
Yeah, is it? I just thought it was weird though, because you're like you said, it has come full circle, and they said Joaquin who? Because obviously he wasn't huge in the early 2000s. Right. But I just thought it was crazy. I wonder if Joaquin Phoenix even knows that he was even up for it. It's probably the thing that maybe he wasn't even aware.
Do you think he looks at all like Matthew McConaughey?
Darren Aronofsky?
Yeah, a little bit. I do,
I guess.
That picture especially.
A little bit. Yeah, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Imagine the fucking head trip that Batman would have been.
That would have been crazy. That would have been wild.
It would have been a hard R.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think Darren Aronofsky...
He would not have shied away from anything.
No. I don't think he has made a film that hasn't been hard R. So, I mean, obviously it didn't work out, probably for a number of reasons. But that was one of the reasons was they didn't want Joaquin Phoenix.
So we didn't get this Batman, and we didn't get the Superman we all love and deserve.
You're talking about,
that's sad.
Yeah, the Tim Burton,
yes.
yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
Yeah.
That we got literally
an audition tape. And that's
this
it.
close to being made. Not an audition tape, screen test.
Or screen test.
They were
yes,
ready to make the film. It was pre-production.
Crazy.
I can't believe it. But I got big news, though, also. Look at these 3 names, Mason.
I am liking this.
Florence Pugh, Shia LaBeouf, Chris Pine. What do they all have in common?
They're starring in an Olivia Wilde film?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A Olivia
all
Wilde
in.
psychological thriller. A thriller set in a 1950s utopia in Southern California.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Crazy.
Great cast.
Did you ever watch Olivia Wilde? What was the movie she did? Booksmart. Did you ever see Booksmart?
I have not seen Booksmart yet.
I couldn't
Is that
believe
the one on Amazon?
I think it is on
Maybe.
Amazon. Yeah. I could not believe how good that film is.
Really?
It's unbelievable. But that is what Olivia Wilde's coming off of. So she's another hot one right now.
That got a 97% on Rotten Tomato.
I'm telling you,
That is
man.
insane. It's a teen comedy, too.
It's a coming of age. It's just yeah, you would never know by watching a trailer or anything, but it is so damn good. And it goes to show you that she really is a great director.
talent, yeah.
Olivia Wilde. Which is insane because she's an amazing actress.
Mm-hmm.
Amazingly beautiful.
She is also beautiful.
And now she can also direct.
She's jack of many trades.
But yes, Shia LaBeouf, Florence Pugh, and Chris Pine.
Wow.
Shia LaBeouf, who hasn't done anything like big or mainstream in
He
a
did
while.
Honey Boy and then the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah, well,
I think are the last
both
two.
were indies though. You know, that's the biggest film he's done, and he was starring in both those as well. Now he's starring Chris Pine and Florence Pugh, who's just
Incredible.
amazing in everything. Right?
Midsummer. She's in the new Black Widow.
She was Oscar nominated for Little Woman. I still haven't
That's
seen.
right.
Haven't
It's
seen.
really good, man. It's a really good adaptation.
I know.
I love it.
That's what you don't. Well, I've never read Little Women, so I don't have that much going into it. So
I've read screenplays. I didn't read the actual novel, but
yeah, that's. Oh, one other thing, they canceled.
No.
Pushed back.
okay, not canceled. I was going to say no.
Because remember, we were supposed to have Keanu Reeves Day.
We were.
'Cause John Wick 4 and
Matrix
Matrix 4 were all going to come out.
on the same day.
Yep.
You would almost have to, Cash, if that were really to have happened, whatever day that was, take that day in American history and make it a
Yep.
holiday
Yeah. Nationalize it.
forever.
Close down the post offices.
Yep.
Kids aren't going to school.
No one's going to
It's
school.
Keanu Reeves Day. How much has he done for the country, one? And for just the film industry in general, how much has this man done for us?
The only thing left for him is to run for office. That's it.
And
I'm
make it
telling
the
you.
day himself.
And make it the day himself. He's got to.
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
that
not
passed.
happening now, though. It's not happening. Can you imagine going to a back-to-back feature? John Wick. Whoa,
And
your
I would.
mind
I would
is
do it the same.
fucking
I would do it the
blown
same
already.
day, man.
And then you go to Matrix 4. That's, is going to be a giant mindfuck because every Matrix was a mindfuck. And you have no idea what Matrix 4, anything that's going to happen in Matrix 4. You have no one knows.
They might do the whole Halloween thing where it's like the Matrix and then the Matrix
Yeah.
4, you know?
But yeah, pushback. It's
I want to
now.
clarify, but they're both still being made.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I think John Wick has been the sequel because they were both supposed to come out May 21st. Both of them have been pushed back because Keanu has to finish Matrix first. And that's been pushed back because of Corona.
Yep.
So he's doing that first. So we're going to get John Wick after that.
You almost said we're going to get Corona first. That would've been
We
bad.
might get Corona by the time that movie comes out.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, we'll cross your fingers, bud.
I am doing that right now.
But yeah, so I mean that's depressing.
Yeah,
We have
that
the crazy thing about this time is we have so much to look forward to.
We do.
That's the only thing keeping us going is we have nothing's here is good,
No.
but we have so much to look forward to
Yes.
in just arts in general
Absolutely.
and sports. Because
Yeah, we do have a
athletes
lot.
are just getting fucking jacked right now. Staying at home, can't go anywhere. I hope they're only lifting weights and taking steroids.
Yes.
And just by the time the next season, and we just do seasons of everything all in one time.
I'm cool with that.
Just do an NBA season, an MLB season, and just have the greatest year of our lives.
Yeah.
And then
Just
just
condense it into
destroy the
one.
country after that because it's not getting any better. Because it can't, right now, not getting real worse. So
It's not. A lot of people are being dumb too.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I want to talk about the Russo brothers a little bit. You know about the Hercules live action that they are doing?
You mean the Hercules, Dwayne The Rock Johnson film that came out 2017?
That is not the film I'm talking about.
Did you ever see that?
No.
How many fucking times can you remake Hercules? We get it. The guy is strong.
We get it. I know. He's a god or whatever.
And if it didn't work for The Rock, who is as damn near as close as we are getting to Hercules in real life, I can't imagine it.
I don't know.
I don't want to see it. But it's the Russo brothers.
Yeah, exactly. And I do have some good news on this front, that they have said that they never take literal translations. They've done Marvel films. They didn't do literal translations. They said they are not doing the same thing that The Lion King did, a shot-for-shot remake. They're going to make it their own. They're not doing any literal translations. They're going to take it as they see fit because they're huge Hercules fans, and they're going to make the movie that they want.
He's a huge Hercules fan.
That's just what they're saying. They say their children really love it. I don't want to read the quote directly, but
they're if you've ever read the real Hercules, like any Greek mythology, it's just a lot of fucking and a lot of incest for one. So, I mean, the fact that they're reading that story to their children. But yeah, I mean,
I think they're talking about the Disney film, though, the cartoon film. Because they said Disney was interested in revisiting it, and they're absolutely in love with the original.
I don't know what he's talking about, the original Hercules.
The 1997 cartoon?
I have no idea what that is. Oh.
Shut the hell up.
Oh, they're readapting the Disney
Yes, the
Hercules.
Disney one, yes.
Oh, I fucking love the Disney Hercules. It's one of my favorite animes.
That's where you kept...
Well, you kept saying a direct... I thought you meant they're not doing a direct translation of, like, the Greek mythology. I'm like, it's impossible
Disney's
to
Hercules, yes.
Well, I'm on the fence about it still. I've thought about it because it is one of my favorite Disney films, animated films. That was during the Disney Renaissance.
And one of the last ones.
When they were just coming out with hit after hit. So that is really, really hard. Because how are they going to do it? They got to get Danny DeVito back as Phil. The guy who trains him. They have to. He's still perfect for the role. Get him a little half goat body. It would be so funny.
Well, Hercules was actually the third to last in the Renaissance era, following Mulan and Tarzan being the last one.
Well, and Treasure Island and
but those came before this.
Oh, well, maybe that's the best, because I thought Treasure Island was one of the last ones. And
well, for the Renaissance era, it was Mulan and then Tarzan were the last two, according to this article.
I think that's what they're saying, the last two greats of the Renaissance era, because I think because Atlantis came out after that, and that was a flop. And also,
but I wonder if they still label that Renaissance. Because of the animation, I wonder. Because it is still the...
I would definitely label it, but I'm sure when people say the Renaissance, when people talk about the real Renaissance, they don't talk about the work that wasn't that great during it. When people talk about the Renaissance, they mention the greatest. But
I'm still waiting for that Atlantis remake, live-action remake, and Treasure Island.
And I would consider that a Renaissance because I think the Atlantis movie is amazing. And Treasure Island was amazing, too.
Both
it
of
just
them were
flopped.
awesome. I just rewatched Treasure Island not too long ago. It's great. Or Treasure Planet, rather.
Treasure Planet, yeah.
Treasure Planet.
Based on Treasure Island.
Yes.
It's amazing. There's nothing wrong with that movie.
Nope.
You can't find a fault in that film. It's one of the most emotional Disney films ever with his dad gone. I can't talk about it. I'm going to cry.
But, I got to give you this news, too, real quick. This is just a minute piece news. But after Bad Boys for Life, looks like Bad Boys 4 is on the way. What do you think about that? I still have not seen Bad Boys for Life.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not excited. I did see Bad Boys for Life in theaters.
You said it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't that bad, no. But you know what's something I was a little disappointed about, to myself the other day, was I was a little disappointed we're not getting a Fast and Furious movie this year. Because every year we do a drunken review of Fast and Furious, and now we will not be able to do that.
For the sake of my liver, I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
Okay.
I look forward to those.
I do too in a weird way. It's become to a point now where it's like it is tradition, so it does kind of suck.
It's weird. Podcast. It's like almost canceling Christmas.
It is. It's brutal. It's not fair to us.
I don't like it. No, I mean those movies are awful, but those are always fun to giving our reviews of.
They are unquestionably
because we shit on them. But
that Hobbs and Shaw one, man. I was trying to keep my eyes awake or my eyes open, man. During that podcast, I'd had a few on that one.
You have to.
You have to get a. But man, we had a lot of laughs during that one.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this now, go check out our Hobbs and Shaw review. It is hilarious. It's a lot of fun, and we laugh our
It's
asses
a
off through
drunken,
that whole
rambling
podcast.
mess. Yeah.
It
I don't
is.
even know how long I don't know if we even talk about Fast and Furious for more than 30 minutes.
No, we're just making like rock jokes and stuff. It was fun. And Vin Diesel jokes more specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Vin wasn't in it, but produced.
I have
whatever.
something Russo brothers related.
What's that?
And this is weird because I just put two. Because the Russo brothers got their start on the show Community.
Funny show.
Yeah,
really
hilarious.
good show.
If you haven't watched it, that's on Netflix. But yeah, they do. That's where they got their start. A little tiny show on Community. Now they're the biggest fucking directors of all time.
Yeah.
But they are all getting back because all these old shows are doing like table reads now because of Corona.
Lizzie McGuire just did it today.
That's what I just saw.
Dude, you see Gordo?
No, I didn't
It's so
watch
funny,
it.
dude. Well, I mean, I
love
saw the
Lizzie McGuire, but I'm
hashtag
not
on Twitter, and I just watched the little minute clip. But Gordo looks hilarious.
Was
he literally
Ethan
looks
in it?
exactly the same, but with a giant mustache. It's so funny.
Man, Gordo, a lot of them. But yeah, Community is doing one, and they got fucking Donald Glover to come in and do it too.
Man, he must be bored because that man is so talented. He does so much shit that I'm shocked he'd ever. Even
I doubt he's bored.
for this.
I think he's just a super cool guy. I mean, he plays a huge. He plays a huge role in the show, so it'd be hard to do the show. But
without him, I tell you what,
yeah,
without him.
But that's that's all I got pretty much for movie news. You got anything else for me?
Yeah, I do have one thing that you are going to love to hear.
Sure.
We're huge fans of Mike Flanagan on this podcast. Because he does take a lot of Stephen King adaptions and really does a great job.
Well, and I've said it before, I kind of think he was born for it. And
Yes.
there's never been a director that I felt really understands King's writing like Mike Flanagan.
Yes. He did Gerald's Game, which was fantastic. He did Doctor Sleep that we really
Which I thought
really
was
loved.
better than what a lot of people thought. Although
That's
it
what
didn't
I
get
thought
horrible
too.
reviews.
It didn't get terrible reviews.
But I
thought
went
he did.
back. I went back and watched it again. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a good movie. Yeah, and I stand by my review too because I actually ended up liking that a lot. There were a few things that weren't the greatest ever.
Oh, it's not
but-
perfect. No.
but overall I would recommend it to people, especially if you're a Shining fan.
But he also did Haunting of Hill House, which isn't Stephen King,
no,
but
it's awesome. It is freaking awesome.
Amazing show,
you
and I
love
can't
horror
wait
shows,
for The Haunting of Bly Manor.
I know.
Which is the next one that
When
he's
is
doing.
that
too.
coming out? It's killing me, man.
I swear
I
we
feel-
heard about it, and
Yeah.
we never. And I
Never
don't know
heard
if it's
about
been
it again.
filmed or I don't know. Hopefully, it hasn't been canceled.
I hope not. I mean, God, I really friggin' hope not.
But what is he doing?
But
What's the
he's
new?
doing the 2014 novel by Stephen King himself called, it's the thriller called Revival.
Yeah,
So he will be taking the reins of this.
which I don't know a lot about the Revival at all.
Nor do I.
But of all of Stephen King's books, but I didn't know a lot about Gerald's Game as well. But that's what's great about Mike Flanagan is he is a fucking King fanboy to the heart.
Absolutely.
He knows every film. I mean, he knows exactly which novels he wants to do. And I think it's better not to do the bigger not to do an It or a Shining or something.
No.
There's too much pressure on you.
There is.
Too many people love it. Or Pet
didn't you-
Sematary.
Right.
Which sucked.
Oh, God, which no one can seem to do right. It's one
No.
of my favorite Stephen King books of all time, and no one can do it right.
Yeah.
It almost needs to be made into a mini series. That's what it needs to be done.
I don't
6
know.
episodes,
I don't know how to do that right.
a mini series. Trust me on this.
Well, it's been done so much now that nobody wants
no
to
one
see
wants
it
to
anymore.
touch it.
No.
Yeah, no one wants to touch it. And it's so irritating. It's just like, ugh. I love Pet Sematary. However, Revival 2014.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I wonder if this will go like straight to Netflix, if this will be a in theaters.
Stephen King, man, what a career. What like a second coming he's having with all his
Crazy.
shits being remade and it being remade well for the
Well
first
this
time
time.
in a long. I mean, The Shining was the best thing that anything has ever came
And
out
he
of.
didn't like it.
No, he hated it.
Yeah.
But that was the only successful film that he, I guess, really ever made. I can't think of any more. But man,
nor can I.
and he's such an awesome guy too. He's fucking. I will be hurt when he goes. Stephen King.
Oh God, may he never.
He really
May he
is.
live forever.
And he talks so much shit on Twitter. Man, he calls a
Yeah,
lot of
he
fucking
does.
people out.
He
It
does.
is not a Trump fan.
Not a Trump
Not
fan.
a Trump fan.
Plain as day.
Which of a guy who likes horror. We're living
in an interesting time.
Another
period.
something I saw, which is just small. I don't really have the article, but Black Mirror. Did you see that?
Yeah, they said they're not gonna.
Said it was too dark of time. That's pretty depressing.
That's super depressing because I love Black Mirror.
Well, it's depressing that Black Mirror is such a dark show, can't be on right now because we're living in such a crazy time.
Which I'll be completely honest with you. I think that's a little, it's a little too far from me. It's a little too like, oh, everything. Like, you know what? We want the fucking content. Just put it out. It's not too dark at times.
Well, I
don't
think
care
it's hard
how
'cause,
dark.
Well, Black Mirror has to shock you, and there's not a lot that can shock me right now. So I mean,
Good point. Yeah.
It's got to be. I mean, like, because we're living in such a Black Mirror.
Yeah, but
reality.
don't tell me what I can fucking handle. I can handle whatever you can throw at me. I mean, I'll watch the Green Inferno.
Oh,
right
I think
now,
it was
you
more.
know?
I think it was more the creator was saying it was too hard for him to create.
Oh, okay.
Not too hard
okay,
for
not
us,
for us
like,
to handle.
yeah.
I'm like, don't tell me what I can handle.
Yeah, I just don't think he could write anything that can really one up an actual
What's going on.
Because sometimes it's stranger than fiction. Yeah, and I think we're living in a time that is
It's a very strange time.
a little stranger than fiction. So, which makes sense. But Black Mirror is a very heavy show, and it does. Not a lot of shows take an actual toll on me, but Black Mirror can take a toll.
Sometimes it can.
Some episodes are much better than others, but some really fuck with you.
Some of them are just fantastic too. I love that one episode when it's like a rating system where you rate every interaction you have with a human being.
Super good.
And how it gets like so, but it really puts things.
That's
in
the
perspective.
one with Ron Howard's daughter.
Yes, the Jurassic World. What's her freaking name?
She's
She's
so
great.
good looking.
She's great. She's a great actress too.
I can't believe I'm I'm horrible at names.
Same.
I'm so bad with
I'll
names.
never claim to be good at it, but nonetheless, yeah. Ron
Yeah,
Howard's
that's
daughter.
all I got. That's all I got from movie news. You got anything else?
You got to find it now. Hold on. What's her name? Let's find it real quick.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard, of course. Yes, fantastic actress. Love that episode though. No, that's all I have for movie news. How about yourself?
That's all I got.
All right.
Not a lot going on right now, but
Understandable.
there were some big headlines though.
There were.
Star Wars especially.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Pretty good.
Fun stuff, man.
Pretty
All
good.
right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If you guys are on YouTube, be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications as we're dropping videos every single day on our channel. If you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, or Stitcher, we thank you a lot. My name's Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause. And until next time.
Bye.